Hey guys, I'm Yas. Can you hear me? I feel like this is their first time doing this. So, there are a lot of technical issues. This is what happens when you start something, a lot of execution issues. So, I thought I'll start. Um, Rumana, is it okay if I start? I feel because I have a few meetings also afterwards.
Yes,
Fine.
good to go. You can.
Okay,
Yes, of course.
amazing. So hi guys. Can you hear me? I hope everyone can hear me.
Yes, you're audible.
Okay,
Yes.
amazing. So Rumana actually called me, not called me, she sent me a text like last Friday, midnight, and she was like, we want to invite you to speak on Industry 360 live webinar. And I was like kind of taken aback, right? Because I never slowed down to actually think that I'd be even invited to talk about my journey or something like that. It was kind of surreal. And I had to sit down for a bit and look back to 2022. And I was like, damn, that was around 4 years, right? So it's been a crazy journey. And I just prepared a quick presentation just to share everything. Just give me 1 second. Hold on. Let me know if you can see this, guys. All right. Hope you guys can see me. Can you guys see?
Yeah, we can see it.
Thank you. So, right. There are a lot of issues today, right? My bad. So, hi, I'm Yasangi. I actually don't like my name. That's the first thing I say. I like to call myself Yas because I feel like the word is first name is like too long and people are like they mess it up a lot. And I work with a lot of international clients, so it's hard for them to say that name. So I just go by Yas. So anyone can call me Yas. No worries about that. And yeah, so I am head of creative right now at Edros Club Australia. So if you ask me what Edros Club Australia is, it is a personal branding and marketing agency, and our main clients are the sharks from Shark Tank. So, for example, Robert Herjavec, Lubetsky, we have Jane Lu, we have Davy Fagati. I think you've seen his reels a lot, Davy Fagati, the e-commerce. Yeah, he is the owner of the Udi also, and we handle their personal brands, and I am the head creative there. I can hear someone's mic. So let me tell you why I started. So a lot of people ask me, why did you start working at 15 right after all levels? I couldn't even do my A levels. I bought the books, but I didn't want to do it. And people are like, they're like, why are you hustling this much? Why are you putting a lot of stress on yourself at such a young age? So essentially, my parents, they went through a bad divorce and their relationship status wasn't like that good. Right? And I was the eldest child in my family. So they were not financially in a good place, right? So I didn't want to be a burden to them, essentially. I wanted to get out of that environment as soon as possible. And I wanted to help financially. And I didn't want to be a burden. So I got out of school at grade 10, right? I didn't do my all was in grade 11. I got out of school in grade 10 and I said, hey guys, you don't have to worry about a thing. I'll do my all levels. I did in grade 10, where I didn't go to school, no tuition or anything. And yeah, I got good grades. But right after I finished all levels, which was I think on June 8th or 9th, right? After I finished all levels and when I came home, I was like, I have to change my future. I can't be going in this way, in this route, right? So I had a motivation to change where I was and change my situation altogether. So what I did was I started teaching because I was a straight A student. What I had with me was knowledge, right? Or I could help someone get an A. So I found that as the solution to a problem which I could benefit from and I could benefit others from as well, right? Like give a benefit to others. So I started with two students. They were like two sisters in like from one family. One of my mother's office friends, right? I taught them English. So one was like 4 years old, the other was 2 years old. I taught them 2 days a week, and it was fun, right? But I didn't do any advertising or anything like that. But in 2 months, I got around like 40 plus students, and I taught them individually. I didn't do group classes because I wanted to focus on each student individually and teach them, because I was also new to teaching mainly, right? And yeah, so I rose up to like 40 plus students and I loved it. I still to this day love teaching. And that is how I collected my money. So that is how I, bought the stuff that I wanted. I bought my phone and all of that with that, right? With that money. Then I didn't want to stop there, right? And so then I saw like one of my friends was starting a marketing agency and I wanted to join him. Okay. And then I learned the ropes that he was working for some big clients as well. And he was trying to manage it on his own. So I saw that opportunity there and I was like, guys, let me just, let me help you. And I helped the clients. I learned a lot of things because I didn't have any experience in marketing at all, right? So I had to learn the ropes from there. And then I actually made this presentation uh, closer to this event today. And then I forgot that I was the HR lead for a Dubai cybersecurity training company. So that's why this part is a mess, right? So all of this at one time, I was juggling around 14 things, guys. Around 14 things. I was teaching, I was handling marketing, I was doing HR, I was talking with like recruit. I was doing recruitments. Like this is based in Dubai all the way. Team was in Sri Lanka, so I had to talk to like a lot of coaches who were from other countries, essentially, right? So they had different accents. Some were Indian, some were Sudanese. And I was this 17-year, okay, I think I was 16 turning 17 that year. And I was did it, right? I wanted it. I wanted to succeed there. And at that point, I just tried to do whatever I could. I just did it, right? And then I also went to CIPM, which is the Chartered Institute of Personnel Management, because I was a straight A student, and then at one point I wasn't doing anything academic, right? So I was like, oh God, I can't do something that expensive because I can't afford that yet. So I'm going to try to find something that fits my budget, but just keeps me accountable as well. So I chose CIPM and I started a diploma there. So more than learning, what I did there was network. All the people with me were like, what, three times my age, sometimes like two times my age. Yeah, so I networked with a lot of people, and there was one guy who was closer to my age. His brother had an academy, okay? And then he said he had recommended him to my brother, him to his brother, and then he got me in as a content strategist. Sorry, that's like this pay. He should be here, my bad. So I had was a social media manager at first, and then I understood content. Like that's where I found out. Okay, I how virality works, right? So my first video in a few days it reached like 100K, and then he was like, you know what? Can you create content for us? So this was like a daily content thing that I had to do, and I wasn't like paid or anything for content, right? And I was like, you know what? Okay, I'm just gonna do it. And then each and every day, I just made videos. I kept on making videos. They went like 100K, 200K, and eventually it got like 1 million views as well, right? And there was a point, at this point in my life, I was juggling around 15 things, right? And I didn't have time to like even breathe because I was too focused on money and all that. Don't worry, it happens at one person's life, but yeah, this was that moment in my life, right? And what happened, how I joined Editors Club was so Charlie, Kavira Kodi, who owns Editors Club, he's also known as Pisukana, who is a YouTuber during the pandemic. He had these connections and he started this editors club. He when he flew to Shark Tank, right? That's such a big thing, guys. And he was coming to Sri Lanka and he had like a meet and greet type of thing, which I really wanted to join to just because I loved his content before. I was a big fan, but I couldn't, right? And then I replied to his story saying, like with a cry emoji, saying, "Oh, I missed it. I'm so sorry." Like when I'm sorry, I wanted to join, but all the seats were taken, like everything's booked, and there's no space. And he was like, don't worry, we'll have another one. Mind you, there wasn't another one. And then I was like, wait, he was one of my inspirations for content, right? I used to enjoy his content a lot. So I sent him some of my videos from what I did to the academy, and then I sent him videos, and then he understood. Okay, this girl content, and he just sent me the link to book a call with him. He said, "I have a job for you in my agency." Mind you, he was gonna like promote me to one of like a department head just because I had those videos, right? And then I was like, I don't like to say no. I just I yes to everything, the legal things. I say yes to every legal thing that is going to benefit me, and obviously it has to be a good choice. And then I learn it on the way, right? And then yeah, I got hired that day. I remember he took the call in Barista Nugegoda. So it was an online conversation, but he took the meeting at Barista Nugegoda. And yeah, so I got uh, like the job there. And it was last October. That's when I joined the company. From then onwards, I've met a lot of billionaires. I've talked with a lot of high net worth people, and it has really changed my perspective on how I see work and how I see life, even because the way that they manage themselves uh, in and out of business is like it's very good in a good way that a lot of people in Sri Lanka would not get to know that unless they've associated that kind of high net worth individuals, right? So I was fortunate enough to get that opportunity. Anyways, moving on. Sorry if I run the anyways. Right. Working with doers. I wanted to keep this whole thing super simple, super short. I really hate talking a lot. I just, next slide is gonna be something that you guys have to interact with, but this is something that I made simply, right? What I've learned working with people like Daniel Lubetsky and Jane Lu and even Charlie, right? He's someone from Sri Lanka who went to Royal College, who's now working with sharks, right? And more than sharks, is working with a lot of people. And why do they trust in him and his work ethic, right? That's because he is a doer, and fortunately, like he put the trust in me also. So I also had to go into that work ethic to stay in that high paced environment, which was not easy. Trust me, he was like he just hired me and he just put me onto Slack, and then I had to figure it out on my own. Trust me, it was chaotic, right? And yeah, so essentially high net worth individuals, people with good work ethic, this is something that I'm also learning, by the way. I'm improving on this, okay? They have radical clarity. What it means is whatever they're doing, they know what they're doing exactly. So they clarify their goal very clearly and to the point, which is actually so true, right? Sometimes we have a lot of work now in the present, but we don't know where we are going, right? Now imagine I'm saying, okay, by 22, I want a Benz. Okay. Yeah, before I like BMW, but now I like Benz. And I'm like, okay, at 22, I want a Benz, Mercedes Benz. But just saying I want a Mercedes Benz, that doesn't have clarity, right? It needs to have how, why, what, and also which model, like in how many months. It needs to have a lot of clarity behind that goal, and you need to specify what you want exactly in order to make a plan and strategize in order to get it, right? This is where a lot of people like don't this is where a lot of people fail essentially because they don't know what they want to do. So, as university students or as entrepreneurs, I see a lot of my friends have joined. Thank you guys. And a lot of my friends also, they know what they're doing, right? So, it's very important. This is very important, something that I'm learning too. And mind you, things can change. It's fine. But for the present moment, know what you want to do, right? And the second one, guys, I had to learn this. Trust me, okay? They have speed, right? And one other thing is, now imagine I feel like, okay, by next month, I want 500 clients in my agency. I just think that, okay. And a normal person would be like, dude, you're crazy. 500 clients in next month, crazy. But when you look at people like Charlie, if you look at people like Daniel Lubitsky, Robert Herjavec, they won't tell you that that's a crazy goal. They won't tell you. They'll say, specify what your goal is, sit down, take a piece of paper, and clarify what that goal is, right? Make point it out and create a strategy. And they don't perfect that strategy a lot also. That's something that I do. I perfect something, like I'm a perfectionist, right? Because that I get, I think, from school. You know, like you're a perfectionist and even your notes, it has to be perfect and all of that. But they just, okay, this is what you have to do. Step one, step two, step three. It doesn't work. Okay, step five then. If it doesn't work, we reroute, right? That's very important for them. Guys, okay, sorry. Guys, this is why I like physical meetings, but we're gonna do what we can with an online meeting. Don't worry, okay? Right. Technical difficulties. I'm sorry. Anyways, the third thing, they're very good listeners. For this, I have to again, I have to commend Daniel Lubitsky, right? He trusted me with his team and his content and all of that. And mind you, when I'm in the meeting with him, he notices a lot of things, right? Sometimes it could be the shirt someone's wearing. Sometimes I remember very clearly that someone was taking a meeting and there were like a lot of pictures behind that girl, right? And then he was like, we were talking. I was like, hey, what are those pictures? Is that your family? I've never seen your family. Can you like put your camera closer and all of that? So like they're very they really like the concept, right? They really like the people they are working with. They're very good listeners because I mean, with AI, you can create a business that you can earn with and create $1 billion company even with yourself, right? That's why AI can automate everything. But if you're working with a lot of people, which you kind of will have to because you live in a society, right? Unless you're like someone who wants to stay in their bed the whole day, you will have to work with people and you have to be liked, right? Even your product, you need to make other people like it, right? For that, you will have to put yourself out there. So this being a good listener is very important because I've worked with a lot of people, even though I've shared my journey is a very short journey. But I've seen that people who listen to other people well, they reduce a lot of their mistakes because they absorb it and they understand, okay, is what this person's saying, does it have a truth or is he just trying to hate? Some people will try to hate you, okay? Trust me, if you're going to start a new business, I'm sure like there are students here or like some of my friends who want to start new things, right? Move on to other businesses. You will see that a lot of people have things to say, right? But it's very important that you understand whether this person is saying, is there truth in this, what this person is saying, or is he just being a hater? Okay? Just try to get that constructive criticism well, right? And the fourth thing also, right? So this happens a lot in our agency that like even our boss makes a lot of mistakes. Even I make a lot of mistakes, even though like I run like a whole department, like I make mistakes, right? And it is totally fine. I mean, even AI makes mistakes. But I know, even though I say, even though it makes mistakes, it's not fun at all, right? When you especially when you're working with billionaires, even a full stop is a big mistake, right? Sometimes there's like a small error. These people have like what millions of followers, right? So if we make a mistake, it looks so bad on them, and it looks so bad on us because they have options, right? That's like very it's a big thing. And trust me, when mistakes do happen, do not try to cover it up, okay? Because when I was working with like Sri Lankans and all, I've tried to cover it, and like sometimes I couldn't put out a post, I missed a caption, and I'm like, oh wait, that's like a technical or something like that, right? So, but I did like that once or twice, right? I mean, it happens. I was a kid, I'm sorry. But now, what I've learned is like I learned from them. If they can own their mistakes and say, guys, this happened, my bad. Next time, this is what I'll do to avoid it, right? When you also make a mistake, don't just say, hey, I'm sorry, and say sorry like 1,000 times. Don't say that. Just own it and say, yeah, this is what I'm going to do next time in order to avoid things from happening, right? So these are the main four things that I've learned from them. But this is, I mean, I've learned, to be honest, I've learned more than a million things from them. But I don't want to like make a presentation with a million things, right? And it is not practical for you guys to like even keep in mind a million things. So just keep these four things in mind. It'll help you. Like just trust me here, okay? Right. Still, I'm sorry if I'm speaking too much. My bad. Okay. So I told you, right? I do not like to talk a lot and lot. Trust me, I'm a big when it comes to working with people or providing other people value. I don't like to talk a lot, right? So this is why I'm going to ask you what you would do in this sort of situations. Because if you're working with people, if you the people here might want to work in an organization or even start an organization. So there's some of my friends right now here. They have companies, they have agencies and all that. I'm super proud of them. And I just want to ask you guys what you would do if you are in these situations, right? So let's start here. These are things that happen when you are mainly in an organization. If you're like an entrepreneur or someone who is working under someone, if you're like a contractor, something like that, right? I want this to be very interactive. I'm gonna ask a few people. I think I have my friends, so I'm gonna ask them to talk. Sorry. Anyway, so imagine you're working under someone and a senior blocks your growth. Okay, sometimes like you win something and like wait, I think one of my friends texting me. Okay, a senior blocks your growth, right? What would you do when a senior in your organization blocks your growth? Mind you, one of my friends saying like not to ask them to talk. I'm sorry, guys. Okay. Anyone, what would you do if someone you work under, someone you respect, doesn't let you win, or they go behind your back and tell your boss saying this, hey boss, this person isn't good, like what would you do? And think of you as an intern. You're not like an executive person, right? You're an intern. What would you do? Anyone? Because I can't see the people, so
We should probably move on somewhere, but give their guidance and support.
okay. So you are saying, okay, you get into an organization. If a senior blocks your growth, you will leave an organization, is it?
For an internship, I don't think so. For
Okay.
a permanent opportunity, yeah.
Yes. Okay. Is there anyone who is that? Mate, I can't see your name. I'm sorry about that, but can I have your good name, please?
I mean, sir,
Sorry?
yes, sir.
Yasas. Okay, nice. Yasas. Okay, a nice answer. Is there anyone who is does an opinion on that? Like, what would you do differently than what Yasas would do? Because trust me, this happens everywhere. This has happened to me as well. But it's not as easy, like with AI and all of that. It's not as easy to even get land a permanent job, let alone like get a new one once you leave. So that won't be the best option. That's like a very option to have if you had other options, right? But necessarily that's
Yeah,
not the
I
case.
understand.
Right? Yeah, necessarily that's not the case. Just imagine you work at John Keel's, you got an internship, or even you got a permanent job at John Keel's, and some senior is trying to like trouble you and all of that, and trouble you in the sense like trying to block your growth and complain. Would you leave? I don't think so. You try to work it there, right? So what would someone else do differently? Anyone?
Yeah, we may know other senior persons from the company,
Hmm?
so we also get friendlier with them. And if this single senior try to break us, so other seniors won't let that happen, I think.
Definitely. That's a good one as well. So for this, the best example would be my mother, guys. Okay, I'm telling you. Because she works at a government zonal education office, and she knows how to work this because once you get a job, it's really hard to like get away from it, right? You can't, like, it's a good opportunity and a lot of people wouldn't want to like leave that. It's kind of hard for them. Like, I wouldn't even apply to a government job, but for them that's like the gold mine, right? They just found gold. But my mother, there are a lot of people that are really bad there. Okay, trust me, I would like a building rather than work there. Okay, but she knows how to navigate herself so well there, right? There are seniors that are so insufferable there. Okay, there are other people, like other women, who are hating on each other. They, like my mom, when they are new, because she was a full-time mom until we finished our education, at least like until 2020. That's when she got her job as a government officer. And so there were a lot of issues there. She knows how to navigate that by, they say, like හැමෝම කරනවා, right? She knows how to get her work done, but she doesn't devalue herself, or she doesn't go to like do wrong things, but she knows how to like be like water, you know, whatever place you're put in, she knows how to handle it. So I think the best thing is you can also start documenting your work, especially if like the senior doesn't give you credit for your work. What you can do is like document your work and keep track on what you do, and then politely ask for ownership, and then try to get closer with that senior and just have a good conversation. Sometimes the issue is communication, not sometimes, most of the time. So when I had an issue with a senior, not even a senior, I think we were like the same level, but I was new. So from that sense, he's a bit senior, she's a bit senior than me. I felt like this woman is trying to, like, like devalue my work, just disregard my comments or opinions. And I was like, okay, I didn't want to leave, right? Because I got this opportunity, I can't just leave. Okay. So then I was, I really want to leave, but I'm gonna try to work this out. Okay, that's what this is something that mom also told. So I said, hey, so and so, can I block your time? I really want to speak with you, Kayla, right? And I said that in a better way, not in a scary, hey, I want to speak with you kind of way. And then she was like, yeah, sure. Let's, here's my calendar link, block my time, and I'll see you then. And then it was a 30 minutes call. And then she said, and then I asked, hey, really value your opinion and all of that. What do you think about my work? And any, I just got closer to her. And then I asked, hey, is there something that I'm doing wrong? I really value your criticism. You're someone I look up to. Like, I want to improve myself. I think you're the best person who can help me. And then she said, yeah, that she was really sorry, but she was like in a like a bad, she was going through something, and that's why she like seems a bit rude, but she's not normally like that, right? So if I didn't communicate that with her, that I'm feeling a bit off, if I didn't communicate that with her, I wouldn't have known, right? So it's very important that you communicate your feelings, try to work into middle ground. Sometimes you're not going to be best friends, sometimes you're not going to be sometimes you are haters. Try to stick into the middle ground, it's going to help, right? That's what I would do, and that's something that I did. Okay, number 8, it's not number 8, later 8. Okay, so I think what's the best one here? Okay, D. I think D is, you make a mistake early on, which is something that will definitely happen. Again, you have to rare that someone doesn't make a mistake when they start working, or like even like in their career, right? It's impossible. If they made a mistake, that's because they haven't worked essentially, right? I can contest that. Okay, so you make a mistake early on, and it becomes visible to your boss or your team, and you have been like, you're really stressed, you're depressed, and you just want to leave and cry and like cut your hair off and all of that. What would you do? Anyone? What would you do, guys? Come on. See, guys,
First
I
of
was.
all, we should get the, shall I continue?
Yes, yes, sure. Go ahead.
Yeah, first of all, we should get the responsibility of the mistake and should communicate with the seniors with the transparency. Yeah.
Definitely. You have to own your mistake. You said You have to own your mistake, you have to be transparent, and then there's a third thing that you should do. Remember, I told you in the last slide. What is the third thing?
Learn from the mistake.
Learn. Yeah, learn from the mistake, and there's another part to it. What should you do? You learn it. There's something else that you should communicate to the team or your boss after you figure out, okay, I made a mistake, guys, and you have to be transparent about the mistake. Then you have to learn the mistake, and there's another thing, the very most important thing. What is it?
Build trust.
Yeah, build trust. You have to fix it. Fix it in like if it's a fixable mistake. Sometimes if it's like a post or something that's already put out, like that's done. Okay. Or if you put out a post, you can delete it, obviously. But if it's something else that is already done, you have to learn it and then you have to fix it by also communicating the ways that you're gonna avoid it, right? You have to communicate and keep in mind how you can avoid this type of mistake happening again, right? For example, if you got an address wrong in a document, okay, you're gonna tell your boss, hey boss, I made a mistake, I put the address wrong, I'm really sorry, but I did this, and here's how I will not make this mistake in the future. Then you're gonna tell them like, okay, I'm gonna get an AI to uh, like triple check it, or I'm gonna sign it off from a senior so that the senior also sees it, and you build a trust on to someone else, and you get it checked again before putting it out, and then the boss is also like, okay, so this person made a mistake, owns it, and knows how to fix it, so that trust is built there, and they won't worry as much, and they won't like think of you as a loser who makes mistakes. Okay, trust me, it happens. Okay, and I know it's not fun, but in your career you will make a mistake, and then you'll feel like it's the end of the world, but it's not. Okay, and this is also something very important. See, okay, I just want to like talk about this. It's really important. And in this fast-paced environment, especially in our agency, you get overloaded like just this work, right? So I can't do my work because I'm doing my juniors' work, right? Like I have a lot of juniors, and like I'm reviewing their work. I'm giving the go for them. I'm getting their meetings done. So I don't have time to do my work, and then boss or someone comes and asks me, "Hey, what did you do?" And I can't tell them all the small things that I've done right. Trust me, it happens. Maybe not when you are an intern or something like that, but when you excel in your career, that's gonna happen. What will you do? What will you do?
So, like you said before, documenting tasks are important. Based on the documented task, you have to prioritize the task and then work in a way with efficient.
Yes, definitely. So, I like what you said first. Can you repeat it again? What you said first? You said,
You mentioned something like documenting all of the tasks, and
yes, topic. Yes, documenting all of the tasks.
after that, prioritizing would work, I think.
Yes, I have to come clean here. May, can you tell your name again? Is this Yasas? No, right? Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, hi Yasas. Sorry about that. I can't see the names here. Anyway, right answer. Okay, but also and also, there is sometimes still gonna get stuck. Okay, especially where I am right now, I get stuck even though I try to fix it. Like even though I try to manage, sometimes I have like, see, I have books here. I have this book, sometimes I have another book, and then I have my own notes. Sometimes I have my Notion. I'm also trying to fix this because it's overloaded. Sometimes you don't have time to think. Okay. So what I figured out to work for me is I get my like in the morning I wake up. So this is something that I learned from Dinesh Saparamadu. So what he does is in the morning he wakes up and then he doesn't touch his phone or laptop in the morning. Like he doesn't do any of that. The first hour of his day, devices aside, he reads a book that he rotates like four books that he has, right? And then he takes a piece of paper. Even Robert Herjavec does it. Okay, the Australian billionaire. He takes a piece of paper, he takes a pen, and then he lists down like the things that they have to do. But they also list down three main things that they have. Three main things, right? So even if it's work, what are the three main tasks that you have to do? Non-negotiable, right? And within that day, you have to complete those three. All the other things are subtasks, by the way. Your day will not end unless those three things are over, right? So just keep in mind, you have to figure out what works for you. Is it a notebook? I like to use my notebook and then like tick off the things that I do and prioritize. Okay, this is high priority, this is mid priority, and this is less priority. Okay, and then like tick it off sometimes. And don't get sad when you can't do all of it. Okay. Another thing that Dinesh Saparamadu taught me is that he taught like you can't fill your whole 24 hours with work. He said you're a human and your brain doesn't work like that. Guys, trust me, if there's someone who is an overworker like me, or someone who has a lot of work and is a go-getter, wants to do a lot of things, trust me, guys, you can't keep all of that work just scrunched up in a day. It's not gonna work for you in the long run. You might be doing it for like a week, a max 2 weeks, or like a month, but you're not gonna be as productive as you would if you had breaks. What he does is he has like focus periods, right? So okay, if you take 24 hours and like 8 hours of sleep, 8 hours, let's just take 8 hours of work, you have 8 hours of work. He takes 2 hours, he blocks his time, and that is focus time. He focuses on the main like three tasks he has to do, or the main high priority work that he has. And then like 30 minutes, it's a break. He doesn't touch work. He maybe I don't think Dinesh, yeah, he reads a book or like does golf, something like that. And then the next hour, he checks his other work, may blocks his time, takes meetings and all of that, right? So it's very important to have breaks in between of your major tasks. Otherwise, in the long run, you won't be productive. Okay. And second thing is see what works for you. Sometimes it's going to be Notion, sometimes it's going to be an AI. Some of my friends, they have like AI automated everything, and like they have Claude co-work and all of that. So everyone does that. Like the AI takes everything, does everything for you, but you have to see what works for you. And also, when you are under an organization and still you have a lot of tasks, again, guys, communicate it. Okay, this is something I learned the hard way. Like there's a point that I was like, oh god, like how do I do this? What the simple fix to it was? I had to just go tell my boss, and I just told Charlie, I'm just too stressed. Not even stressed. Like I have a lot of things to do, and how do I with this? What he told me was, he said, block your time. He said, block your calendar. And there was a moment where I couldn't join a morning meeting at like 9 a.m. for like 2 days. That's because I work better at night, right? And then he was like, hey, yes, we need to talk. Why aren't you like joining the meeting at all? Is everything good? He didn't like scold me or anything, but he just confronted me and like wanted to talk with me. And I said, Charlie, like I work better at night. And he said, yeah, I 100% understand you. You know what you have to do? You have to block your time for sleep. He said, simple as that. I will tell the organization not to invite you to morning meetings. That's it. Just sleep. Your sleep is important. Get 8 hours of sleep. Block your time for 8 hours of sleep. Sleep. That's it. So if I didn't do that, and if I was no, I can handle it. I can handle all of this work. Like, what's the point? One thing, I'm gonna get sick. Like I'm not gonna have any hair that's already there on my head now. And that's very important to communicate it. Okay, that's it. And a lot of these issues, guys, all four of these issues, it's a communication issue, right? Yeah. Anyways, now this one, I'm sorry for talking. Let's take only 2 minutes of this, okay? This one, okay? This is entrepreneurs, because I know some of my friends are here, and this slide was for things that you'll mostly get if you're an entrepreneur or someone you're working, if you're someone working under someone. This is when you are doing something for yourself, right? So like around like 4 friends that I've joined, who have their doing their own things. Okay, so I have a question for them. What do you guys do when people don't take you seriously when you're starting out? This happens when you are in an organization too, trust me. But this is more serious when you are trying to make it on your own. So guys, what do you guys, don't let me down. Speak. Come on guys. Janiru, what's up? What do you do when people don't take you seriously, or how have you avoided it if people do take you seriously? Oh wait, he has left the meeting because he has a client meeting. Oh god, my bad. Anyone else? Metira? I think all my friends have client meetings and they're listening to this on the side. Let's take a uni student, someone from State or somewhere. What would you guys do if, I mean, even now, even in school or maybe even in uni, some people don't take you seriously, right? When you're starting out, what do you do to avoid it? Anyone? Guys, only Asa's talked. What is this? Make me sad. Actually, I'm kind of used to it because at 17, I was lecturer to that said academy also. So I taught around 40 to 30 students, exactly like this on an online webinar on like Wednesdays from 7:30 to 9:30. Sometimes it pushed to 10:30 also. And most of the people, no one switches on their cameras, but later onwards, like they feel motivated. Like half of the class was like switching on their cameras and talking with me, right? Yeah. So I'm used to this, but come on, let me know. What do you guys do? We have only like 2 minutes. Yasas?
I don't know whether this answer would work.
Okay,
Like,
no worries.
so first of all, I think I need to have their understanding same as mine, and
Mm-hmm.
talk confidently and let them know what I'm doing, and prove that I can do it. Use how do you
It's okay. Go
uh,
ahead. Go ahead. People mix it.
uh,
Yeah.
prove them we can do it without any issues with confident.
Very good. Sorry about that. Yes. So people don't take you seriously when you're starting out. I like the last word that you used. You used the word confidence, right? It's very important that you are confident in yourself. You know, like when Charlie joined, wanted to have a call with me, and if I said no, and if I was a scaredy cat, and if I was like, even in the meeting, if I was like, I don't know, I'm not sure, what would happen when I was like, and that I wasn't qualified. I won't say I wasn't qualified. I haven't worked with billionaires before. I haven't worked in a right hierarchy agency or like even a organization before, right? Except the Dubai thing, right? I had to be so delusionally confident in myself in order to believe that I was worthy of this for others to take me seriously. Trust me, guys, I think a lot of like friends have also told me, like, I'm confident to a point where I know even if it's an industry where I haven't worked in at all, if they give me a job tomorrow, I'll figure it out, guys. Okay, so that's how they'll take you seriously. They aspire, they love they admire people who want to get stuff done and who are confident in themselves. Okay, like NDAs, even if you have 25 years of experience, and if you aren't confident in yourself, no one is going to hire you. No one is willing to work with you. Okay, sometimes you can have a shit product. Okay, but you're like, hey, this is the product, this is what you're doing, and if you're confident in it, people will take you seriously. Trust me. Fake it till you make it, and it'll work. Okay, this is just me outright saying it to you. Fake it till you make it, it'll work. Oh, guys, I'm trying to be mindful of your time. I'm sorry that this session kind of, you know, first of all, it kind of got lagged a bit. So sorry about that. You know, they're also starting out, and this is what happens when you start out. There are a lot of issues that's gonna happen. You know, even my first few videos or when I was starting, I had a lot of issues. I was still figuring it out. But later, when I kept on showing up, that's how I not perfected. That's how I improved. Okay, so keep in mind that you have to not be in competition with others, but you have to be in competition with the person you were yesterday. And you have to admire other people. You have to look up to other people, but you have to be in competition with yourself. It's very important. Okay. Right. So I'm not gonna go through this thing, but I'm gonna just summarize this part. Okay. Just keep in mind, guys. Okay. Your environment shapes you. You're in uni, right? Most of you guys are in uni. Most of you guys go to, I don't know, tuition classes or have gone to school. You are who you associate. Trust me. If you associate people who party, I don't associate people who party. I just cut them off. I just don't. Okay, because I don't like people who numb their brains. Because I value consciousness, and I don't like people who numb their brains in order to have fun. I have fun when I know what I'm doing, when I know who I'm with. Okay. And a lot of people, a lot of these billionaires and all that, good people, okay, good high net worth people, they don't drink around people they don't know, especially in clubs like in Sri Lanka, right? You don't drink with people you don't know. A lot of bad things could happen because you are not yourself, right? And a good point in that sense is all the people I follow and like most of my friends who I look up to, who I want to learn stuff from, they were all running 5 kilometers. Okay, there's a friend called Mitra. He's at the gym, I think, right now, listening to this. Hey, Mitra. He and his friends, and some of my other the followers, they were all sending like the screenshots of Strava, right? That they had run like 21 kilometers, 10 kilometers, evening runs, and all of that. And I was like so impressed, right? I was like, I'm still working, doing all of this. I don't have time to like go to gym. I was like, no, it's because I don't make time. So what I did was I reached out to one of my friends and I was like, guys, you're going to like the marathon, right? Count me in. And he sent me the link. I registered to one of my other business partners as well, and then we ran the marathon yesterday. It was my first marathon. I was actually a national athlete back in 20, I can't remember. I was one of the youngest national athletes in karate. But after that, really didn't do any sports at all because I was so focused on making money, getting out of that financial burden, right? So, anyways, um, see, because I associated or like I saw people who were running, I wanted to run myself, right? Okay, that's very important that you also associate people that you want to be like, right? And done beats perfect always. Guys, I'm guilty here. I'm not doing this well, okay? Essentially, with projects that I want, I have a big vision for. When I have projects that I have a big vision for, I try to perfect it. I try to make it, I try to research a lot and all of that. But sometimes looking back in my career, I'm like, God, this what I did was I was very imperfect. Like I got into content. I was an HR lead. Okay, was handling the HR and all of that. And I was a lecturer. I didn't know how to do that, but I did it right. And then I improved. I was better than the person I was a month ago. Right. So done beats perfect always. Okay. Don't procrastinate. I procrastinate too, but I'm improving, guys. Okay. Give me a break. And patience is a competitive advantage. Everyone wants results overnight. They're like, okay, I did one day of good work. I should be promoted tomorrow. That doesn't work like that. I'm sorry. And then the fourth thing is you have to build skills, not just a portfolio. And also, right now, even a portfolio or skills is mediocre. Okay, because AI can do anything for you. Okay, if you think I'm safe in my career, I'm not. If you think you're safe in your career, you're not. That's me being upfront. We are not, right? So it's very important that you stay up to trends in the sense not TikTok dance or anything. I'm saying stay up to date with tech, with AI and all that, because if you are not up to date, you're gonna be like the people who don't know how to use a computer. You see, like learning how to use a computer is like a basic skill, right? So learning how to use AI and automate your workflow and just automate your work entirely and just utilize AI is going to be something that you're gonna need to learn. Otherwise, just I don't know, you're gonna be left behind. Trust me, okay? And this is something that I need to do also. Actually, at 10 p.m., I have a meeting to automate my workflow. I'm talking with an AI specialist here. Anyway, and your stories are leverage, guys. With AI, again, I'm sorry for talking about AI, but I'll be a loser if I didn't talk about AI. Okay, if you think that your story isn't worth it, and if you think that you are not worth it, you are just again going to be replaced. Because imagine having a marketing degree. I don't have a marketing degree, by the way. I haven't done the degree. You're still belonging to like thousands, millions of people with a marketing degree, right? There's no point. Why I got that job was because I put my videos out there. I put myself out there. People had seen me, people knew me. So I created my personal brand, okay? And it wasn't perfect. It wasn't shot on studio lights or all of that. I taught other people English tips and all of that from my phone in my bedroom, and that's how I landed the job where I could work for sharks and all of that, right? So it's very important you use your story, you put trust in your personal brand, and you connect with people, okay? And then you connect your story and where you want to go, and use that as the path to achieve your goals. Because trust me, you have to put yourself out there, otherwise it's not going to work, okay? And share without apology. Then if I'm like, oh my god, mama Charlie gihilla, if I didn't, tell about my wins, I wouldn't have got it again, right? මම කිව්ව නිසා තමයි මට හම්බුනේ. ඒ වෙන කෙනෙක් කියයි නිකන් ලොකුකම් කියවන්නේ, why you just boasting about what you have won? No. A person who wants people to work with will see those as good things, and they will ask you to help them build into their vision, right? So share your thoughts and be in. This is why this 1 and 5 is connected, right? You have to share with people who are worth it. Otherwise they will try to, if it goes into the wrong person, they'll try to break you, demotivate you. Very important, okay? And I'm just gonna say this, right? When I was a kid also, I wouldn't say I was delusional, but other people would say delusional. I wanted to like eat out because I think my parents couldn't even afford pizza. Okay, they couldn't afford pizza. I had to work. I had to become the first in the class to even get like, the Pizza Hut has lava cake and all of that. Okay, so I had to work that hard to get it. And this is the last slide, by the way. Okay, but now I'm just spend like 30K on a dinner, right? I mean, I'm not boasting here, I'm just saying, but when I was studying, when I was in that state, I was always I was thinking, okay, this is where I want to be. I want to buy food without looking at the price, okay? And other people were like, not other people, not mom also, like some people were like, yeah, I don't think this is possible. Like, it's kind of crazy. I'm like, I didn't listen to them and I just did my work. And right now, since I manifested that, I'm in that position right now. Okay. So you're not delusional. Just you're going to be delusional until it works. And I am going to end this conversation with, not conversation, this webinar, with something that I saw online right before this webinar. It was, imagine reading a book with no way to turn back the page. Okay. How carefully would you read it? If you were reading a book and you can't, there's no way to turn back the page, read it again. Okay. How carefully would you read that book knowing that you can't turn back? That's life, right? So, guys, you're just going forward. Time is going to pass by. Next time, like in like 10 years, I'll be like, what, 30? And that's a big thing to think, right? With AI and all of that. So, make the best of it, travel. I should know, just make use of it. Okay, that's all I'm going to be saying here. Sorry for talking a lot, but if I gave you any value within this span of 1 hour, that's the best. I'm just super thankful for that. So thank you so much, guys. And do you guys have any questions? Let me know.
Yeah, sorry for taking your time. Miss,
No worries.
just
Yeah.
so we are starting to do a small business kind of thing. We came up with an idea with 3 friends, and
Mhm.
first before we starting, they were like, "Oh my god, bro, we are so in," and now it's like so dull with the other priorities, with the degree and our external jobs and all. Do you have?
Mhm.
I'm not coming from any entrepreneur side of I don't know. So, do you have any
Mhm.
guidance based on that?
Okay. Okay. You're just saying like other people have like too many priorities that you're losing focus on your business. Is it
Yeah, me
like
as
where
well.
you want to?
Yeah, I can't even prioritize the work.
Even you can't prioritize the work. Okay.
Yeah.
So give me a second, Tarun. I'll talk to Yasas first. So Yasas, essentially, you need to want it so bad. Okay. Whatever business, I'm not going to ask you what the business is, but whatever that business is, you need to ask yourself, do you really want it? Okay. Are you crazy for this business? Because sometimes, if I'm telling you the truth, this business might not work. The second business might not work. If you take David Fogati, he made 1 billion sales from the Udi. He failed 7 to 8 businesses before. The Udi was the eighth business, that one. Okay. So you need being an entrepreneur or doing a business is super hard. Trust me, even Daniel Lubetsky has failed many businesses before he found his winning product. So you need to get into that mentality. You have to be a bit delusional. You'll be like, do I really want this? And you need to specify what do you want, right? Just forget about motivation. Right now, a lot of people think about motivation. They need like to watch the reels. They need to watch the funk music and always, get into that. That's not gonna work. Motivation is just cringe, right? What you need to do is just think about what you want and then make a plan. Say at a business in the first month this is what I have to accomplish, in the second month this is what I have to accomplish, because everyone has the same 24 hours, right? Why is like someone who is my dad's age a billionaire and my dad is not? Because they used their 24 hours, they prioritized and they believed in their vision and they wanted it so bad enough to get it, right? So you need to understand it's not going to be sunshine and rainbows. There are times that I cry. I'm like, I can't handle this. But I see the bigger vision. I have my goals. So I don't think about what it is right now. Try to manage my tasks. I use AI to automate my work, free up my time, and then I go for it. Okay. So it's a huge, big thing. But I actually have yes, as I have a mentor that can help you with this. Like he mentors young entrepreneurs who wants to start something, and he helps. So let me know if you want to. I can connect you with him as well. Okay. So because this time is just a bit too short. Okay.
Thank you so much.
No worries, Access. Okay. Just connect with me. I'll send you his number.
Uh,
Yeah, we are saying that. Is it?
so am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. The mic is like it's like
Mhm,
similar to Yasa's one. So like
mhm.
we are like planning to have a
Okay.
small startup. So it's like
Okay.
totally based on AI services. So what would like uh, be your advice in the initial push? Like reaching out like investors or like clients, cold mailing them. So what would be your suggestions for the initial push?
Okay. For the initial push or
Yeah,
pitch.
push, like reaching out or like growing out the business.
Okay. First of all, I'm going to keep it very short, but we can connect after this, and I can connect you with a professional or like a mentor that can give you more clear guidance than this. But essentially, I need to know whether you have mapped out your product and you are confident that you have a product that you can market out. Do you have something like that? Because you need to know, you need to be confident with what you have before you move on or reach investors, because investors are brutal. Okay, they will ask questions. They will say, why are you not profitable now? Why aren't you starting here? They will find bottlenecks. They will just throw everything at you because it's their money. They will not invest in you unless you're a sure cause, right? So have you mapped it out? You're fully confident and everything? Yes, is it?
So like the startup isn't based on products, it's based on
Excuse me.
AI
Yes.
services.
Okay.
Yeah.
So why would you need an investor for an AI service? I don't think.
No, like we are planning to also do like R&D
Mhm,
development, research and
mhm, okay.
development. So we need
Okay.
investors to like invest on those research to develop a product.
Okay. Actually, I
Yeah.
have a contact for that. Just reach out to me after this, and I can connect you with that. Okay.
So how can I connect with you? Like,
I think the organizing. Ask the organizing teams. Okay, wait. Who's this? Rumana, are you there?
Yes.
Rumana, is it okay if I send them my email?
Yeah, of course.
Guys, I will send you one of my. This email is something that I didn't want to change because during quarantine I had this email and I just used this because all the others are like work emails. So this is my email, guys. So reach out to me, tell me like at the description and all of that, and yeah, try to help you with that. Okay, is that
Okay.
fine, Tarun? Because
Yeah. Thank you. Like, I'll drop you like the clear details in the mail more clearly.
no worries, it's amazing because we also have in Shangri-La one of my close investors. I'm running his campaign also, so not even running his campaign. I'm like really close to him. He is going to have an investor pitch. Like guys, tell this to your friends. If you're in tech or like AI, he's willing to invest up to 10 million or 15 million if you guys are really good. So it is on June 8th and June 9th. So, like, if you have friends or if you have a team that want investments, just drop me a message here and I'll send you the invite. It is at Shangri-La on June 8th, and we can block the times for your investment pitch. Okay. And if it's also a medical product, there's a separate investment for that up to 15 million. For tech, it's going to be up to 10 to 15 million also. Okay. Just let me know if you want to join that as well. Tell your friends.
Okay, sure, sure. Thank you. By
No
the way.
worries. No worries. No worries. I think there was someone else. Veera Singh, was it? Is there anyone else?
Is there anyone else?
Yeah.
I hope I'm
So
audible now. Somehow ended up muting myself in the beginning.
You like
Possibly.
you were muted. Yeah, it just happens to everyone, to be honest. Veera Singh, I think there was someone that
yeah,
wanted to talk.
are
Yeah,
you
go ahead,
audible?
guys. Audible.
Yeah, so I have a simple question. So
Yeah.
there are some people in the you would say in their early 20s who are
Mhm.
like they don't know where to start and what to do.
Mhm.
And what
Okay.
would be the one best advice that you would give to them?
They don't know where to start and what to do, is it?
Yeah.
Let me just tell you, you asked a simple one, right? Just start. That's I don't know. You asked the same most simple one. I would just start. What I did was right after all levels, when I came home, it was like June 9th. I remember the day I was like, okay, I'm gonna start. And I just like try to find ways to start something. I just told my mother that hey, I'm gonna start classes. She told a friend. And then two daughters came to the class and I did everything. I did HR, I did marketing, I did content. This is not my, I was going to be like a doctor or an engineer. This content path isn't what I had in mind, but I just started from what I could, right? And right now, you can't just start content, but you can do anything. Whatever business you have, you use social media, promote it, market it, and then you have a business. Guys, you can't say like you don't know what to start. It's like everything is laid out for you, even AI. What you can do essentially, go to Claude and just tell Claude not to agree with you on everything and just be like a super very concerned mentor and be very strict. Claude to Kiana. Then say, okay, this is what I want to do. Select an arena where you want to do, right? And then say, here, this is where I want to be at. Give me, and this is where you are at. This I'm 19. I'm going to uni. I don't have much. This is the time that I have to do something, and then ask it to give you a strategy, a plan, and then you work on it and you just start it. And trust me, even though you have a plan, most of the people will procrastinate. How perfectly can I do this? How well can I do this? But don't think like that. Just start and trust me. Like when Rumana gave me that call and they said they want to hear my journey, I was like, oh, okay. And then I looked back and I was like, oh, okay. I was someone who was earning like 2K a month to now, okay. So there's a journey here. Okay. Just start. Don't look back. Just look forward. And in the end, you'll get to where you want. Trust me. And just be relentless. Hope that answers your question. Talk to big.
Thank you.
Okay, no worries. Anyone else?
Okay,
Um.
I myself have a question for you.
Oh yeah, amazing. Amazing.
I would like to know, like, how did you shift your mindset from thinking like a student to a much bigger level?
Essentially, I can't say it's trauma, but I wanted what I knew what I wanted. Okay. It's like I was in a position where I couldn't get like good clothes for myself, I wanted to wear like what? I wanted to wear Dio. I wanted to wear, even when I want to do sports, I want to wear authentic Adidas. I want to wear authentic Nike, you know? So I can't ask that for my parents, right? But I wanted it so bad. I didn't want to work 3 months and just, afford pizza or like to get, get some food or have nice things based on what my parents had. I wanted it for myself. I didn't want to ask from my parents, say, I want this much. And also, they didn't have it to give me also, right? So because of that, since I wanted so bad, I just started and I didn't look back. And now I think I can give whatever they want right now because I got out of that mindset. I wanted it so bad. That's it, essentially. I hope that answers your question. It's just you have to be crazy. That's it.
Exactly. So I hope you all enjoyed today's session by her. So I've been following her for a while. You all can follow her too. Like she's on Instagram, Yasangi. So she's having like really crazy stories, but it's really interesting. So yeah, anyone else questions? No, I guess. Anyone? I think she herself explained everything. It was really
I-
engaging. I'm really happy about that.
Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate you guys coming to this. And I actually didn't expect like 42. I think in the beginning it was like 50. Most of my friends who joined had to go because they had client meetings. But honestly, thank you so much for joining. It has been a pleasure. I want to wish you best of luck. And I don't know, just keep on going and just be delusional until it works. It will work as long as you want it to. Thank you so much. Have a great night, guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining.
Thanks so much, guys. Bye
So to
bye.
end up this meeting, I'd like to hand it over to you, Mali.
I guess I'm audible.
Yes, you're audible.
Okay. So good evening. On behalf of the organizing team, I would love to express our sincere gratitude to our speaker, Mr. Yasangi Godage, for sharing such an inspiring insight and a valuable experience with us today. And your session was truly, like, genuinely motivated us and given us like a fresh perspective. And it
Thank
was
you.
like very engaging, and it made us want to listen more and more. And I genuinely kept on listening to it. And yeah, thank you so much. And I would like to thank all our participants today for joining us and engaging in the session as well. And your presence made the webinar more meaningful as well. And last but not least, a big thank you for the organizing committee, for everyone who worked behind the scenes. And yeah, with that, I guess we can conclude today's webinar. And thank you all and have a wonderful evening.
Have a wonderful evening, guys. Thank you so much. Good night.
Bye.